What do you get when you combine this with this? This. Okay, so now that I've already pissed off half the audience, what the heck am I doing with a Dreamcast? Who let me have this thing? Well, it was the same guy that gave me all this stuff. Alright, what do we got here? World Series Baseball 2K1, big hitter right here. NBA 2K, big baller right here. NHL 2K, big slapper right here. And oh man, look at that, the Dreamcast web browser. I want to take this to an AT&T store and ask them why it's not working. Oh, wow, this is in pristine condition. You're telling me that somebody didn't use their Dreamcast web browser enough to get it scratched up? That's insane. I know there was no way to track gameplay time back then, but this is a 1,000-hour game, easy. Alright, what else we got? Your friendly neighborhood abomination with a dubiously third-party memory card. Performance for use with Sega Dreamcast. Yeah, I don't know if performance and Dreamcast belong in the same sentence, but okay. Wait, who made this? The Chinese. But no, I meant like what brand? What brand is this? Just performance. Okay. Back to the original question. Why do I have this? Crazy story. I bought it. And that's how I have it. Okay, better question. What are my plans with it? That. Allow me to show you. We got this thing, this box, screws, and another thing. Wait, hold on. I'm missing something. And last but not least, this guy. This is the GDEMU. This thing is pretty sick. All you really have to know is that it gives you an SD card slot, and it lets you delete the optical drive. Say it with me, everybody. Optical media bad! Optical media giblets. Let's just get those cleaned up. Alright, there we go. So today we're gonna be installing all this stuff. I'm gonna be doing a video pretty soon in the same style as my other ones with like the Xbox and the Wii and the 3DS and the PSP, going over all the homebrew and hacking shenanigans that you can do with this thing. And on those other consoles, there's always a way to interface with them that isn't, terrible, unlike this. For example, the Xbox has USB adapters, the PSP has memory sticks, and the Wii and 3DS and kind of also the GameCube can use SD cards. And there is an SD card adapter for the Dreamcast that plugs into the serial port right here, but I don't have one and I've heard they're kind of slow. So I'm going to do the next best thing and add an SD card right here, which is going to be replacing our optical drive. And to tie all this back into why I even need to do this for my video, the alternative to installing an SD card slot or using an SD card adapter is to burn lots of CDs. And I hate this. I hate this. I hate these. They're slow. Ew, CD particle. They take a long time to burn. If a burn fails, you just gotta throw it away. They're not rewritable. They're noisy. I could go on and on and on about how optical media bad. But you guys already know that. So without further ado, let's bring this baby into the modern era. Don't worry about the fact that SD cards were technically invented in 2000. This is the modern era as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so... Huh? What the heck is a PCBWay? I'm glad you asked. PCBWay has services that bridge the gap between your dreams and reality. And since that statement is entirely meaningless, let me give you an example. Say you see an awesome 3D model online that you want to 3D print, but you don't have a 3D printer. Bam! Now you do. Trying to solder together something that you need for a project, but you have no idea what you're doing and you screw up the entire thing? PCBWay has you covered. Can't come up with any good ideas yourself, but you still want to mod something? PCBWay has an entire library of community-made projects that you can browse and then order the parts for instantly. They'll even assemble the whole board for you at their factory. I've used PCBWay for a project where I made a gigantic Wii, and the board that I designed came out great. It was just a simple USB power tap to power a fan, but without PCBWay, I would have never been able to make this thing by myself. Check out what PCBWay has to offer at the link in the description, and new users get $5 off their first order. I have watched a single video on how to install this about 3 days ago, so we should be fine.
Nope.
Linus, how could you? YouTube channel screwdriver bad. Can't even open a Dreamcast. Back to the Stone Age with a regular screwdriver. Is that it? 3 screws? I've never actually opened a Dreamcast. Wow, this is pretty heavy for something that does nothing. Because this is where the LAN port, or the phone port, goes. You can buy things like this, but with like a, the internet we have at home in the 90s port. Oh, look at that, one more screw. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Nope.
I don't think that opens from the bottom. Okay, now are you ready? Beautiful. 3.3 volt ass. Samsung. God, I love poetry. Well, there it is. The object of my contempt. Time to go bye-bye. Anybody who stands in the way of progress stands to die. And today, that's you, Dreamcast Optical Drive. Oh, I just had my hand resting all up in the power supply. It's fine. Oh, this is kind of falling apart. Actually, I think it's supposed to do that. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna get rid of this. I made sure to take the proper precautions before starting, so luckily nobody's gonna get hurt by this. Optical media isn't just bad. It's dangerous. It's infectious. Those who have the optical media bug, they spread it to others. I bet you even know somebody that likes optical media. So take precautions, stay safe, and remember, optical media bad. Anyway, but this dude is dusty. But not anymore. This is so simple, actually. It's built really similarly to the GameCube. Like, the GameCube has a panel like this on the front just for the controller ports, and then it's got your little tiny optical drive stacked on top of the motherboard, which has a thing in between it, and then a fan, and a power button on top. If the Dreamcast didn't have an internal power supply, they would probably be about the same footprint, which is kind of nuts. And speaking of the power supply, the mod that I am doing today, if you choose to do it yourself, with the GDEMU, there is one extra step you have to do if you have a PAL Dreamcast. And I'm not talking about your good friend who happens to be named Dreamcast. By PAL, I mean a European or Australian and some other regions, I don't remember, Dreamcast. North American and Japanese ones should not need this, so don't worry about it if you have one of those. This one is North American, you can see by NTSC-U, but these power supplies start having issues when you take the optical drive out because they expect to be powering a 12-volt device, which is the optical drive, and when you take it out, this thing is still regulating for 12 volts, but the regulator's going unused, and so it tends to overheat, and it can cause all kinds of godforsaken fuckery inside of here. NTSC versions don't have this issue because they only take in 120 volts rather than 220 or 240 like they do in PAL regions. And if you have a PAL one, you can replace this entire power supply with like a little tiny one. It's just like a jack with a regulator, and then it uses a power brick on the outside of the console. The jury's kinda still out on whether it's needed. I know there's also something you can do to like redirect the cooling in here, but I don't take my word for it. This is just from the little bit of research that I've done. All right, burning your house down disclaimer out of the way. We can get to some of this other stuff. So the rest of this isn't really required. It just makes the install a lot nicer. So the GDEMU is gonna mount right here, and then these little bits replace where the optical drive was inside the shell. See, like that. If you don't add these parts in, it'll just be kind of empty, and you'll have to reach in there to change out your SD card. Kind of like when they gotta reach into cows. You know, when there's a hole in a cow's stomach and you gotta like reach in there to get the stuff out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please, for the love of God, don't look that up. So yeah, we're gonna use this. I think it's even got a holder for a secondary SD card. That's cool. You can also 3D print these. I just opted to buy this one because it was already there. And then you get this little guy. This actually physically extends your SD card slot. So it'll plug in here, kind of protrude out there. Bob's your mom's brother. Without further ado, let's party like it's 1998. So mine came with these little standoffs. I don't really know what they're for. Hold on. I believe they would clip into the board. Well, no going back now. So I guess this kind of just sits there? Okay. I wanted to see if I was crazy, but no, that's just how you're supposed to do it. It just kind of sits there. Well, that was pretty easy. Wait, hold on. We're not done. What about this stuff? Nothing came with a manual. This sucks. Okay, local idiot here. So the standoffs were to just mount this here. Mount is a strong word. But if you're also using this kit that I got, you're supposed to do it kind of differently. And there aren't even instructions. It's just images and like general guidelines of what you're supposed to be doing. So that is epic. But this has to come out. And my past sins are immediately coming back to haunt me. Okay, well this sucks. That's not too bad. Hopefully I don't need to reuse these because I don't know how many times you can do this without them just entirely disintegrating. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, shout out to Red Cow Arcade here. I'm gonna be following his video on how to install this because the kit didn't even come with instructions. I mean, when your Amazon seller's name is just 6 random letters, you know, you think it's gonna be a good time, but no, not this time. Okay, so the SD card adapter goes in here. And then I presume these 2 tiny screws that came with it lock it in place. And then this guy goes down on this guy. Sorry, let's give them some privacy. Self-tapping screws, more like self-laughing screws, because you're gonna be laughing at yourself when the whole thing is fucking stripped. Anyway, so I think we need this thing now. This goes like, hey. Ooh, it's one of those SD card slots. There's two kind of SD card slots in this world. Hold on. There's the good fun ones, like this.
I like this.
That's just great. I love this. I could do this all day long. And then there's this one, where you just... That's it. No fun springing, just sadness. Okay, Dreamcast button on top. Wow, this is not great. I'm supposed to be lining these up and doing like that, but on both sides. But the SD card ribbon is getting in the way. Can I just orient the ribbon this way? I guess. That's not great, but I mean, it goes. Alright, well, there we go. This is like getting intestinal tract surgery, and the doctor's like,
yeah, they kind of just go in there all squiggly like that. We'll just shove them in the corner.
Beautiful. We have our unit. Does it click? She sure does. Kind of loose in there. Oh, and it spins. That's fun. I like that. If fixing this requires you to stop having this, I don't want it fixed. Okay, so this is one whole unit assembly now. So this now just goes back where I had it originally. Perfect. Okay, yeah, we definitely don't need these little standoffs now because the plastic bracket is underneath there, kind of acting as a standoff. And I presume these very long screws are for that. I don't feel great. And I know this is not self-tapping right here. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. What was originally there? I think it was this screw. Okay. Are these threads even the same? I think they're close, but not quite the same. Okay, dude. And the original won't fit, right? No, the original's too short. Yikes, brother. Self-tapping? More like self-hating? Yeah, the self-hatred is coming on strong now. No, I hate it. Why do I have to do this? Am I going into metal or plastic? Because that one goes into metal. That's... Nah, dude, that's no way. Hold on. Nah, dude, that's metal. Am I supposed to just decimate the threads in there? That would be terrible. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on, here's the original. Wait, is this the original screw? Wait, hold on, am I crazy? Actually, I think the gold one was the original screw. Which either way, that's a different thread. I think the diameter on the new one's even bigger. Maybe? Just a little bit? I don't like it. Dude, I ain't about this. Hold on. Let us consult with the elders. Do we have a screw that might work? Okay, this one I think was from a GameCube. It's got that highly cursed Nintendo head on it. That doesn't really go in any better. Okay, I'm gonna make the call then. I'm just gonna absolutely ruin that thread. All right, set your cringe meters to 10, everybody. May you cringe at me so you don't have to cringe at yourself. You're welcome. Every turn felt like a stab in the back. But it's over now. Our courage will be rewarded, because we're almost done. One left. That's it. Look at that. You could pick it up by the thing. That's pretty secure. So I think at this point, we can just put the top back on. Woo-wee, look at that. That is one snazzy looking install right there. The only thing that would make this nicer is if this thing wasn't yellow as hell. And the SD card goes in, I take it? Oh, other way. Guess what? It's a clicky one. Ah, yes. This kit was worth it. Absolutely worth it. Just for that clicky, springy SD card alone. Amazing. We'll put the bottom screws back in. Oops. Nope. Back to the Stone Age. This dude goes back in. Beautiful. Wow, that was really easy. I guess we should make sure it works. All right, we've got our TV, we've got our Dreamcast, and we've got our SD card. Let's see, let's see. That's right, party like it's 1998. Oh, looks like it works to me. Oh wow, okay, I've never gotten a chance to use this. Let's see, good old Sonic Adventure. Wow. Alright then. That was shockingly easy. Alright, well this Dreamcast is going to be appearing in a future video of Dreamcast hacking and homebrew and all that good stuff. Also, if you want to buy this Dreamcast pre-modded, it's going to be available for sale after that video is complete and published. It's going to include the Dreamcast pre-modded with a 64GB SD card. So if you want to get a shot at owning some Bringus history, and you want to see what this thing can do with hacking and homebrew, get subscribed. It's all coming soon. And I'll see you in the next one.
If
you like what I do and wanna see me do more, I'm over on Patreon, description's where you look toward. Pop on over in here, don't worry, let me get the door. Sorry, no OnlyFans, sadly I'm not a person who does that. If you're suddenly broke without $1 to spare, just join the Discord, you'll find me and my hair. It's a chill place, everyone's got something to share. Description again, so hurry, get your ass in there.